Today on Live Daily News, a business-class turboprop aircraft crashed just south of San Angelo's Mathis Field Airport this afternoon. We'll bring you the latest details. Our sports guys are at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington for the State UIL High School Football Playoffs. We'll tell you who's winning. And a San Angelo financial advisor is likely headed to prison after being convicted of 2 first-degree felonies for aggravated sexual assault of a child. Finally, if you haven't realized it yet by now, or you haven't looked outside, it's raining and it's kind of cold. We'll let you know when the weather gets better. All this plus an interview with Fort Concho's Sara about the programs happening at the fort next month. All this plus more. I'm Joe Hyde, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute. First, business in 2024 requires a reliable, fast internet connection. And let me tell you something. It's a little secret. When San Angelo Live launched the extensive live stream video content initiative that you're watching right now, we shopped everywhere for the fastest, most reliable fiber network in San Angelo and found Conterra Networks. We're connected to the internet via Conterra's 1 gig up and 1 gig down fiber internet service. Conterra Networks provides access to a business-oriented network. That means that to bring you this live stream, we aren't competing with a bunch of kids down at the end of the cul-de-sac downloading these 3 gig large games for their Nintendo Switch. We require serious internet to broadcast live to you, and we're also broadcasting to 5 major platforms at once, like YouTube and Facebook. If you're in business, you're serious like us about your internet, and that means you need serious internet. Call Todd Smith at Conterra Networks to get serious about your internet at 325-716-8340. That's Conterra Networks, where you can call the Conterra guy on his cell. We're giving you his cell number for a no-obligation quote, and that's Todd Smith at 325-716-8340. The Greg Estus trial closing arguments were yesterday morning, and a jury verdict was handed down 11 hours later at the trial. Greg Estus is on trial in Taylor County in Abilene. He's a financial planner who lives here in San Angelo, however. But those charges that he's facing stem from incidents that happened in Abilene and elsewhere. The Taylor County DA charged Estus with 7 first-degree felony counts of aggravated sexual assault of a child and 3 second-degree counts of sexual assault and indecency with the child. 2 of the charges were dropped during the trial when the counts of the victim on the stand failed to add up. As the jury deliberated into its 8th hour yesterday, and that's about dinner time, word came from the jury that it was hung on 2 of the 8 remaining charges. The judge encouraged the jurors to continue deliberations into the night, and dinner was ordered. After 11 hours of deliberation, the jury decided on a verdict at 10:45 p.m. last night. Estus was found guilty of 2 of the 8 remaining charges, both for first-degree felony, aggravated sexual assault of a child. The prosecutors used the charges that spanned from 2001 until 2009 and additional testimony from other victims outside of the statutes of limitations, going as far back as 1984, to establish a pattern of sex abuse of young girls perpetrated by Estus over his entire adult life. The defense successfully fended off 8 of the charges by meticulously providing things like credit card receipts and other evidence that showed that Estus was not in the same city where and when the abuse was alleged. But in the end, there were too many charges for the defense to swat down and too much additional supporting evidence that was needed to convict him. The punishment phase was in session today, and I mean all day today, and the jury just went into deliberations at 3:45 p.m. We are awaiting news out of the courtroom there in Taylor County. Estus faces 5 to 99 years in the state penitentiary and a max of $10,000 fine for each of the charges. Now on to weather. Tonight and overnight, expect increasing showers and thunderstorms moving from west to east across the Concho Valley after midnight. The heaviest rainfall is anticipated across the Big Country, however. Rainfall estimates vary, ranging from near quarter inch along the I-10 corridor down south by Sonora, and a half to 1 inch in the Concho Valley and the Heartland counties, and between 1 and 1.5 inches across the big country up there by Abilene. Although the risk of excessive rainfall and flooding remains low, embedded thunderstorms might lead to local totals surpassing 2 inches, primarily in the big country. Minor flooding concerns include poor drainage areas, urban street flooding, like Pulliam where it goes under the railroad. Though that's a low water crossing there to me because it always floods there. Tonight's temperatures, lows will range from the upper 40s in the north of the area to the lower 50s in the south of our area. Showers, potentially heavy, will persist in the eastern sections of west central Texas early Friday morning. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1/2 inch are possible from Throckmorton, Abilene, Ballinger, and eastward. Subsidence and drying drying will occur Friday afternoon, leading to clearing skies in the Concho Valley and southern areas, while a weak cold front will move in from the north to the south Friday afternoon and overnight, introducing drier surface air. Friday night, we will witness clearing skies, resulting in cold weather. It's going to get to the mid to upper 30s by Saturday morning, with the potential of a light freeze on Sunday morning, due to light winds and clear skies across the region. Sunday will experience a pleasant warm-up throughout the day with west winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour, possibly leading to a few highs in the lower 70s from the Concho Valley south to I-10. A weak front on Monday will bring the temperatures back to seasonal values. That means cold, maintaining mild temperatures until Thursday. And that's the weather. Now on to the big news of the day. We had a plane crash south of Mathis Field. It was a Pilatus PC-12. It's a single-engine turboprop business class plane, and it crashed several miles south of Mathis Field when turning to intercept the final approach to runway 36. The Texas DPS said the crash happened at 11:38 a.m. late this morning. No one survived, and DPS does not know how many souls were on board. The plane's flight originated from Jacksonville, Florida. That's over 1,700 miles away. Flight data showed the plane flying fast and lower than the minimum approach altitudes moments before the crash. One ADS-B data point, and ADS-B is kind of how you track airplanes on the ground, showed the final data point indicated that the plane was in a descent rate of over 5,000 feet per minute, which is so excessive it may indicate that the plane stalled, or worse, it entered a spin. The DPS is in control of the crash scene until the FAA and the NTSB arrive to begin the investigation. Now on to sports. At AT&T Stadium, our sports guy Ryan Chadwick is covering a game even as we broadcast this news. The championship game is between 3A Division I rivals Malakoff and Franklin. Earlier today in 2A Division II, Albany, that's right around in this area, Albany defeated Mart 28-10 to win 2 back-to-back state championships. Yesterday at AT&T Stadium, that's also called Cowboy Stadium to the rest of us, Timpson beat Toller 49-7 to become champions of the 2A Division I bracket. Benjamin defeated Oglesby 82-34 to win the 1A Division II matchup. Gordon surprised Westbrook, defeating last year's reigning state champs 70-20 in the 1A Division I bracket. The San Angelo Live Cover One Sports crew will be at AT&T Stadium through Saturday, bringing you the latest to include battles of the 6A high schools. I know they are there until Saturday. I'm paying for their Motel 6. Just joking. We got the guys' nice hotels to follow. So follow Live Cover One Sports at the State Championship High School Football Playoffs. Watch the Sports News tab on sangelolive.com/news/sports. We'll have video highlights and player and coaches' reactions. It's all there, brought to you by Jim Bass Ford, Angelo Bolt, Intertel, and Hartman Roofing. That's San Angelo Live/news/sports. Now, we have the interview segment. Sara Ross is in the studio right now from Fort Concho. But first, here's a quick word from our sponsor, the Bass Bunch.
You're in the 23 Ford F-150 XLT. This truck offers so much, like blind spot sensors, accent step bars, and the XLT Appearance Package wheels give it a polished look. And the price is hard to beat at $12,000 in total savings.
Only at Jim Bass Ford.
If you have been injured, call J. Chandler Law. You want an honest partner who will tell it to you straight. A proven advocate right here in town. Together, let's hold them accountable.
And welcome back to the show. Joining me today is Sara Ross from Fort Concho, fresh off of Christmas at Old Fort Concho. Sara, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, you worked really hard to get Christmas at Old Fort Concho done. You and a lot of other folks.
Yeah, we had just about 14,000 folks come out this year.
Golly. So how was it?
It was exactly what we needed. With grass, I don't know if you saw the parade ground. It was freshly green. And Thursday, all of my living historians showed up. And I had that parade ground almost completely filled with different interpretation camps. We did Texas Rev all the way up to World War II. And the weather was gorgeous.
Oh, I can't imagine. And this has been going on for decades.
Correct. I think this is our 42nd.
42nd year. What was new this year? Anything surprise you?
You know what? We had every single spot for the merchants filled. So we're back to like pre-COVID numbers and
great.
everything. Like everything feels like it was. And not only that, but it felt better. We added World War II camp just like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And we had actually a gentleman come in and do an 1879 British frontier interpretation. And he was comparing himself to that of Fort Concho and how it was different across the world.
Okay. Well, I bet that was interesting. Now, how about the cannons? How'd the cannon fire thing go?
Oh, it was actually really good. I got this perfect shot of the cannon at sunset. It's definitely my profile picture. It went really well. Actually, my dad got to be one of the honorary members to fire a piece at the event. And we had it every hour on the hour except for lunch because we're always off for lunch, you know? Have I told you about Students' Day yet?
No.
We had a 75% increase in students.
Oh, my gosh.
It was insane. We had kids all the way from Harper, Texas, which is near Fredericksburg. Yeah. And we had local kids there. Mm-hmm. And, we had over 1,000 students in the span of 4 hours.
Well, so we had a lot of merchants, and we added events and a lot of students.
Yeah.
So it was, we think it was pretty much a success, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's this event that helps us to keep our doors open year round. And what helps us, it's the small moments here. And, well, it's not a small moment for me. My goodness, this takes months of logistics. But it's that small moment in those 3 days that help us throughout our year. And not only that, but it's like the community coming out and having fun. I know for me, that's the only time of the year the parade ground is so diverse in interpretation. And so when the school kids are coming out, some of them are learning Texas Revolution. And so they're coming out, and it's like their textbook coming to life, which was always a goal for me when I started this job.
Okay. It seemed to me like there was a lot of traffic around town that weekend.
Yes.
And so that made me feel like it was going to be a success. Maybe they were in town just for Fort Concho.
Well, we had over 60 communities of Texas alone represented. We had 16 states represented, and we had 2 international countries present.
That's a rarity in San Angelo to have all that come together in one spot.
Yeah, and then the best part is, while they're at Christmas Little Fort Concho afterwards, everyone has their opening events. The Christmas lights open up. And so everyone at Christmas Little Fort Concho hops over for the parade. And so all those international and just throughout the state, they go from there and they go and get to experience San Angelo. It's one of the biggest parts of our tourism in the state.
And we are glad that it draws those folks in.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the barracks, the new barracks. How's that going?
We're getting close to completion next year. We've been talking about this for ages at this point. Barracks 3 and 4 are close to done. Fingers crossed next year the archives is moving over. Our new archivist, Eunice Tibet, she'll be in charge of moving that over.
Okay.
You're going to have to meet her at some point.
I will have to. We'll have to bring her on the show. And since you don't have anything to do now, Fort Concho, Christmas at Old Fort Concho is over, once you get back from taking a little time off, what does 2024 look like? We start in January with stuff, right?
So yeah, actually January's still a little slow. That's when we're going to get back on. Our exhibits are already open again.
Okay.
It gets bopping bad about February.
Okay.
We're going to have our Buffalo Soldier Heritage Day. Can I tell you about one thing coming
Yes.
up? We're going to have one of the largest immersive living history events in San Angelo next
Okay.
year, March 15th through 17th. It's going to be like 15th is when we're setting up, but the 16th and 17th during spring break, we're going to have Garrison Day.
Okay.
It's going to be an immersive living history event where you come on post, and it's going to be an active post for 2 days.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting time.
Yeah, we're going to replicate September of 1882.
And you have to be dressed in period costumes.
Well, the public doesn't, but we will be. Yeah, we're down to the point where we've been sewing 1861 trousers and modifying them to match the 1876 style. We're down to making sure the brogans are right. We've been doing months of research.
And the purpose is for education.
Yeah.
It's education and preservation, so that you can teach the public what this place was, how significant it was.
There's so many little details that went into the Army back then, and we're going to have guards posted all across site, and they're going to be also the interpreters to talk to the public and be the communication between. Headquarters is going to be set up like the officers are actively doing their paperwork for the day. Sergeant Major is probably going to be out marching the soldiers. They're going to have cleaning details. They're going to be eating 19th century food, so bread and apples.
Oh boy. Well, and we need to see what that's like and see how far we've come and what we kept and what we didn't.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There is so much they lived without, and I don't know how they did it.
Well, hot and cold running water kind of works for me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, 2024 is going to be a blast. We do have our year-long calendar already posted.
Okay.
And then also, if you come by to visit us, we're going to have the calendar in our front office.
Okay. And they can always find out more online and on social media.
Absolutely. FortConcho.com, and our Facebook is Fort Concho National Historic Landmark. We always post there.
Great. Sarah, thank you. It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Yantis.
All right. We'll go back to you guys.
For over 20 years, you have helped Carpet Tech make a real difference at Christmas with your donations of new and wrapped toys for local children in need. 'Tis the season once more. Buy one room of carpet cleaning and get one free. Give your toy donation to our technician when he comes to clean, and you get a free room of carpet cleaning. All donations support Children's Advocacy Center. Give a gift and get a gift of free carpet cleaning from Carpet Tech. Will you help us make a local child's Christmas a little brighter this year?
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Conno's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Conno's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Conno stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Conno's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
And that's the news for this Thursday. I'm Joe Hyde with San Angelo Live. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tell your friends they can download the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Amazon or wherever you get your podcasts. And also, we live stream on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. I can't say Twitter anymore. It's X. By the way, X, the traffic on X is through the roof right now. So you might want to check out X. It's like better than Facebook, I think. It has some more features that I like. But anyway, get San Angelo Live anywhere you want it. Particularly tell your friends about the podcast, and also you can see the latest news we have on the homepage of sanangelolive.com. For the entire team here at San Angelo Live, even the ones at the Motel 6 in Arlington, Texas, I'm Joe Hyde, and this has been Live. Thank you for watching.